How's it going, everyone? It is On here. Welcome back to another video as always. Now, today has been pretty much any Spider-Man fans' field day because previously, whenever we'd seen this game, it'd be like at E3, and we'd only really get gameplay, nothing really talked about. But today we got like a ton of information, things like collector's editions, things like a release date, and a lot of cool details on the game that I really want to share about. So, let's get into the first major piece of story news, which we knew was going to come because this was pretty much teased out yesterday and pretty much confirmed. We finally got an official release date for Spider-Man. Now, previously I predicted like June, late July, but it seems like it's coming early September. September 7th is the official date. That's when we're going to be able to get our hands on the game. Very exciting stuff. In fact, my birthday's early September, so since I got my prediction wrong, this was kind of like the second best thing since this is right after my birthday. Actually, like, yeah, right around it, and that's also just pretty exciting in general. You know, early September is usually a dead time for games, and this alongside Tomb Raider was going to be pretty exciting. So alongside that, collector's editions and box art. So the box art that they officially revealed does look pretty, you know, standard. You know, a lot of people either like it or they don't like it. You know, it's one of those things. I think I like it. I don't know. I just like, whenever I think of Spider-Man, I think of that bright red color background ever since they've been showing it off. And while it would have been cool to see like a city or something, I just kind of like it being simple in a way. You know, it kind of has that vibe that, you know, all the trailers have been kind of going for with that, you know, just minimalistic kind of like simpleness to it, which I kind of like to it. So it's definitely going to really stand out with just a clean red background in the back. I don't know. To me, box arts are always like an important thing. And I actually like this one. You know, surprisingly, I do actually, which is kind of weird. I thought I wouldn't like this kind of thing, but I'm digging it, honestly. On top of that, on the PlayStation blog, they kind of went over, you know, some of the different editions that they've, you know, going to have available. Digital Deluxe, of course, will be $80, and a collector's edition will be $150. Digital Deluxe pretty much has like all the pre-order bonuses. You're going to get 3 Spider-Man suits. One of them they showed off today, in fact, in one of Gameinformer's exclusive videos. It's kind of like a punk Spider-Man. Pretty cool footage that they showed off there. The second one will be revealed pretty soon here, and the third one will be revealed in July. So I'm guessing the second one will probably be like a Gameinformer exclusive sometime later this month, and the third one will just be, you know, a tweet or something in July probably, or a live stream. So pretty cool stuff. Also, some of the bonuses you get is like a Spider-Man drone gadget, which is going to be pretty interesting how they incorporate that. And the big takeaway for me is physical people are actually going to be getting the themes and the avatars and all those kind of bonuses. If you guys don't know, pretty much if you're a digital person only, you kind of get the luck with things like, you know, the themes and the avatars. And I believe the only game I've really seen this where they actually helped you out physically was Crash. I believe they bundled in like a bunch of avatars and 3 themes. So it's cool that Spider-Man is not going to, you know, restrict you based on those themes and avatars if you go digital or physical. If you're going physical, you're also going to get these things, which is just completely rad. There's some other stuff, but I guess the major takeaway besides those little pre-order bonuses is the fact that this game's going to actually have post-launch content. Now, there's going to be no microtransactions and none of that season pass things. Although I don't think it's going to be a season pass. There is going to be post-launch content, and they're pretty much starting with Marvel's Spider-Man, the city that never sleeps, quote-unquote. With this, they said there's going to be 3 post-launch story chapters, which include new missions, suits, and characters. So it's pretty vague, but it seems like there's actually a decent chunk of stuff there. I believe they did say before March 2019, you know, by then, so it's not gonna be like super far after. You know, just something to keep the game alive, I guess. And if you get like the Digital Deluxe edition or higher, you know, pretty much either that or the collector's edition, or buy this separately. I'm guessing there's gonna be a season pass actually for people that want to buy this separately. Yeah, it will be included in those versions, or you could buy it separately, most likely. It's also important to note that the statue hasn't fully been revealed and some of the other stuff like that, so more details come in December, they say. So a lot of cool, exciting stuff. So before we go into like the new details, I really want to show off the new screenshots that have come out, you know, thanks to Gameinformer. The first one is showing Peter Parker pretty much high up on like a skyscraper on top of the very point. Pretty much, you know, having kind of like that selfie kind of look just with his camera out, and it just looks incredible. If you look at the depth of the city back down there and just overall, the game looks amazing, honestly. It looks really detailed and just, man, does that not scream like you want to explore New York City or something like that? Like, you know, ever since Spider-Man 2 on the PS2, I'd always be like one of those people that go to like the highest tower you can and just jump down and pull your swing on like the last second. So I think they're showing off the highest building in this picture. You know, some standard screenshots of the game, which look really cool. In fact, yesterday they actually showed off like a pre-coverage trailer, and they did show off like original Spider-Man suit. And they also showed like another Spider-Man outfit on their like, you know, rapid fire questions interview, which was pretty hilarious. I'll show it on the screen here. By now, it's just kind of obvious this game's going to be filled with extra, you know, costumes, which is pretty cool. Besides that, I'll probably just go through rapid fire, you know, details. This is actually through Nibelian on Twitter. He kind of did a lot of highlights on this stuff, which is really awesome based on the video of the rapid fire questions, which you definitely need to go see in full. It's pretty hilarious. They did this with God of War and Cory Barlog as well, and it's a thing to see, so go watch it. It's pretty hilarious. So, you know, some of the details that are pretty much, you know, the highlights of this. 30 FPS is pretty much going to be standard for Spider-Man. There's going to be no major difference in terms of performance based on Pro Pro, and the base model PS4. Of course, graphics will probably differ in terms of that slightly, if with 4K and HDR, but FPS, we're talking the same thing here. We knew this last summer, but they kind of like reiterated on this. Spider-Man is going to be several times larger than Sunset Overdrive, which is really exciting. Sunset Overdrive, when I played it, it seemed like a pretty big world, so saying several times larger definitely makes this feel like a huge New York City to, explore. And hopefully, of course, there's going to be quality to that, but a big world is nonetheless exciting. One of the best things was probably when Brian said hell no to microtransactions. I think that's awesome. With the introduction of skins, people were kind of going to be worried that maybe they'd do microtransactions, but nope. It's all going to be earned through in-game stuff or paying for like the season pass or like the, extra content, but there's going to be no microtransactions in the game. When you buy the game, you buy the game. They kind of focused on MJ for a little bit of the interview, saying that, fans are actually going to be surprised by her role in this game and that she's going to be playable, which is pretty exciting. I'm not sure how she's going to be playable, maybe through certain missions or something, but nonetheless, that's always exciting, more playable characters. I'm actually kind of surprised they're being open about this instead of just like, surprising the fans when it comes out, but MJ is playable, so there's that. Other highlights include photo mode, which is pretty much standard to every single, Sony exclusive, which is something not to be really surprised about. And just a lot of like small details. I was like, Spider-Man won't die in water and that he'll kind of tread water. So I think this is awesome. I think we got a lot of details. September 7th is not that far away, actually. It's no June, it's no July, but September, early September. It's not fall, and it's going to be here before you know it within like 5 months, which is pretty exciting. These new screenshots look really cool, and some of the new details like no microtransactions, and just the new screenshots, man, it's just little things. This game has definitely been like, with Dreams and Days Gone, like the exclusives, we don't really see the most. I think definitely, God of War and Detroit were like the most known exclusives in terms of gameplay at this point. So it's nice to see Spider-Man get a lot of coverage on this one day, and it's kind of showing that, this game is pretty much almost done, and it's going to be coming out here in 5 months, and we're going to get into that whole marketing thing. So yeah, man, Spider-Man definitely looks really cool. I definitely can't wait to pick it up around my birthday, September 7th. Make sure to let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below, especially all the Spider-Man fans. Like, they've been waiting a while. Like, we only get news about this game at E3, so it's nice to see a change this time, and it's coming this year, and we actually have a day to count down towards, which is always exciting. So yeah, with that being said, I want to thank you for watching. Make sure to like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you in the next video. See ya.